Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another tutorial. Today we're going to be making this cute little ephemera piece. It is similar to the one you've already seen, but with some slight variations. This one also opens up as a writing space. This will be Velcroed to a page so that it can be easily removed, written in or on, and then returned. It also has a pocket here with a journal card. So this one is obviously for the fall journal, the autumn journals, and it's glued on this side and it's Velcroed on this side. So then it can be open so you can just see that paper. There's really nothing going on there. You could make that a writing space. I suppose that would be fun as well, but I did not do that. And I just picked bits and pieces. These are all Wild Rose Boho images. And then this is from, I'll link it below, or link it over on the blog, but this is one of the subscription kits from Pink Monarch Prints. And I just thought it was going to work perfectly with our, keepsake kits from My Porch Prints that we're going to be mixing with some Little Women digitals that I have purchased. So I love how this one turned out. It opens again like this. This is actually a pocket piece. It's like the top of one of the flaps from a pocket, and I thought it was perfect for this, and I just love this butterfly. Got this one a little bit off-centered, but that's okay. This one has a large journal card and 2 small tags, and then again, it also opens up for a writing space. It looks like I didn't ink the inside of that. I will take care of that. So this will be for the, I don't know what I'm going to call it. I think I'm going to call it the Keepsakes Journal, because I like the idea that we're bringing in some old stuff from the Little Women era, and then just some soft, beautiful other images for that journal. In that journal, we are going to be putting the signatures together. I'm going to show you how I select my pages, kind of a beginner video, and I'm hoping to do that this next week. So you guys can kind of see my process from start to finish. This is another one. Again, this is an image from one of the Little Women kits that I purchased. Opens like this. We've got this beautiful image of the 3 sisters, which I think is adorable. And then we've got this card on the inside. And again, it is a writing space. It opens the opposite direction. You could also do it this way if you wanted to. I didn't, which we totally could, because this is going to be, again, it's going to be Velcroed in. So, because I was concerned about when I was initially thinking about that, like how would that tab work? But it wouldn't be a problem. You could actually make these much bigger. I just stuck with the same size just because that was easier on my brain as I was still recuperating from being sick. This is for the Fairy Sunflower Journal. Same process, similar deal, just a different set of images. And I like how that one turned out. Another one for the Sunflower Fairy Journal. And we've got, I just love that girl. She is my favorite. One of my favorites in the kit. And then this is for the Autumn Journal. I love how this one turned out, bringing in some of the pinks in one of the kits that I have purchased. I'll make sure that that is linked below, or linked over on the supply list, which is always over on my blog. The link is in the video description box. So we're going to be making 2 together. So I've got my bits already cut out, and we will talk about those sizes in a moment. Got my Velcro dots. I'm just going to set those over there. And then I've got my cutter, which we're just going to be using to score because I've already pre-cut everything. And I've got my ink, and all you need is white glue. Okay, I'm going to set that up there. So this is the template. It's a little bit messy. I apologize. I had to scratch something out, but I'll talk about all these pieces as we go. So this base piece that makes the open writing space measures 10.5 inches wide by 4.25 inches tall. The top piece, this piece here, which is the inside piece that's making the pocket, the actual base piece is 4 by 5, but if you wanted it to have a gusseted pocket, which I decided to do in a lot of the samples that I did, because I want to be able to put more than one card in there, and I don't want the glue line to take up all the landscape in those pockets. So if you want to follow that, you would just make this piece right here that's normally 4 by 5. You're going to make it 4.25 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide, which will allow you a 1/4 inch gusset on either side and a 1/4 inch on the bottom. This was inspired by Creative Moments with G. I will link her video down below in the video description box. I always like this kind of faux envelope look when I'm making junk journal ephemera, and I just know, am signifying that we've got a card in there with a whale tail punch on it, and there you go. But again, I'm really loving the idea of maybe when I do it the next round, I will make it go the other way. I wasn't thinking at that time that this could actually just be Velcroed in, which then your tab isn't going to get in the way of anything. So that's that. So I'm going to just move that just a little bit further over. And I've got a couple of different ones here. I think I'd like to start with this one. These will both be for the keepsake journal, and this is just one of the fussy cuts. Isn't that so pretty? So that's going to be our closure. And then I've got a couple of things that can be cards in it, the inside pocket. This is going to be for our triangle hinged things on the sides, which I'll talk about in a second. This is our pocket. I did kind of had to go past the page in order to get my 1/4 inch on either side, but I think it's just fine. And then this will be our base. I've already cut this piece down, but again, I'll just verify for you. It is 10.5 by 4.25. So that's already ready to go. So let's talk about the pocket first. So I'm just going to get some of this stuff out of my way. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer, score tool basically. So what you want to do is score. Now I left this white border because that was the way I could keep this image a little bit more. Well, it's still not very centered, but that's okay. And I'm going to score that at a 1/4 inch, just ignoring that white border. It's not going to show, so it's not a big deal. And then I'm going to score on the bottom as well. And then I'm hoping that this is going to mostly grab that black line, because I don't really like that. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna make that work. So I'm gonna grab my little scissors and we're gonna go ahead and miter those corners. So we're gonna start there. So we're gonna miter here. While I was sick, I did watch a bunch of card making videos, so this is one of them. I decided to go ahead and give it a try. So I stayed home for 2 days sick, and then I went back to work on Friday, which was yesterday, and it was a rough day. It was a very rough day. I ended up coming home crying, and I'm not as young as I used to be, and I'm not as tolerant as I used to be. And so I'm feeling mostly better. I'm still pretty tired, but I went, as you can see, I did go and get my nails done. I was thinking about it. I went with the real nails for quite a while, months and months and months. And I was thinking about, like, how do they make me feel? And getting my nails done was really the only thing I did to kind of pamper myself. Like, I don't go buy a bunch of clothes. I don't buy new jewelry. I don't have a drinking problem. I don't do any of that. So I'm like, if this is something that brings me joy, makes me happy, I'm going to go back and do it. So I went and had them done today and had a nice chat with my nail ladies, which is always fun. So you can see this is a little off-centered. Uh-oh. Oh, it's coming right to the edge. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Let's see how this measured out here. 5 and it's just slightly off, so it's just not, it's going to go pretty much edge to edge on that top, which is not a problem. So now let's work on the triangles, and because you're probably wondering, like, how did you do that? And this is what I appreciated about G's video, is that she talked about how you can make this triangle, and it makes it super sturdy. So we basically have a piece of paper here that is 3 inches wide by 4 inches tall. Now what she suggested in her video is make sure that your paper is going the direction that you want it to go here. So this is going this way, because I wouldn't want those to be that way. So the 3 inch measurement, make sure your paper is going in this direction. And so I did, because I'm gusseting my pocket, these measurements I'm going to talk about, I'm changing a little bit or altering. So you could still go by the instructions on the template, but I'm altering it because I've got this gusset here. I have to account for that. I can't have a big 1-inch hinge coming over anywhere. So, but I'm going to follow it just because it's easier for my brain. So I'm going to hinge this at 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch. And I'm going to do the other one at 1 inch. Oh, is it going the same direction? Are they there? Nope, I want it going that way. I'm glad I looked. So that's 1 inch as well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. And so then go ahead and score that. Oops, just bent it all to heck. Okay, and then this one as well. And then we're going to cut off all but 1/4 inch of this. So I'm going to flip that around so that I can ink this this fold, and then we can cut, because we can't have it be a 1 inch hinge. Now, if I had the brain power, I would have figured out how to do that without, you know, using the full 4x3 piece of paper, but it is okay. And I'm just going to do this by hand. I'm just estimating 1/4 inch. It's not going to show, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off. Now, of course, you could just have started with a piece that is 4 by 2, a little bit over a 2 1/4. So you could go that route as well. It's totally up to you. Again, I had limited time because I was sick, and again, just trying to catch up again with everything in my life. Okay, so now the way you're going to make your triangle is you're going to fold this point up to here. Now, she cautioned against getting it too close to this edge, but I didn't really have a problem with it. So I'm going to put it way up there, because I found when I didn't do that, it didn't meet at a point here, which we want this to be a point. So hopefully this is making a modicum of sense. There we go. Oh, see, and it's doing that again. I don't understand why that happens. Let's see if I can straighten that out a little bit. Not a huge deal, but if the cut is just slightly off, it's going to do that, unfortunately. So we're going to glue those little flappies down here in a second, but we'll do the folding on the second one, and then we'll talk more about that baby. So again, going up. I'm not going all the way to the edge, but all the way to that inked line, but mostly all the way, not leaving too much of a gap. And then the other corner, same thing. Fold it in. You just want them to meet, because otherwise you're not going to get that point. And it's not working out. It's not working out, but I'm going to show you how to fix it. Okay, we went over that line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and I can tell I need to take like a 1/16 of an inch off. So I'm going to just try that, see what happens. Just take a little bit off of there. That wasn't a 1/16 of an inch, but I'm just trying to get it. I don't want to mess it up. So, and every one of them was different. So I don't know if it depends on the quality of my fold, but that will work now. We just want this to be able to fold over is the main. Oh, it's still not folding over. Holy Toledo. Little bit more. I don't want to take too much off, because you don't want it to, you want it to still be straight and all of that. That looks much better. Okay. Now you could also have just done a single layer, but I felt like these is valuable to have that be a little bit thicker. So I liked her idea, which is why I went ahead and went with it. So I'm going to get my white glue, and we're going to go ahead and glue these flaps down. Okay. There we go. That one didn't quite meet in the middle, but it's not a big deal at all. So let's go ahead and ink these up. So I'm inking here around the outside edges here, and then I'm going to fold this and ink the underside here, because that will potentially show. So I am also going to miter this corner on both of them, on both sides, because we don't want that to get in the way. Just makes the folding a little bit easier. Make sure that nothing is peeking through that you don't want to have peek through. Okay, so then you're going to bring over your pocket. Oh, we need to ink this, so give me a sec. I don't know. Okay, so then you're going to take one of these, and your folded part, the part that you folded into it, is going to go this way. So your gusset or your hinge is going to go like that. Okay, so we're going to put white glue on here. And I'm going to show you a little trick, because you want to, if you're following the gusseted version, you want to open up that bottom gusset so you don't accidentally glue it shut by having any glue seepage. So just line that up to that edge, and then we're going to give that a sec to set. Give it a little bit of a burnish here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same over here. So again, I'm doing it backwards, but this is the open side, so that's that fold. We're going to put glue on this part of that hinge. And we're going to, boom, put it in there. Put her in there. There we go. Okay. We're going to give this a sec to dry, so because I don't want to fuss with that too much. So let's go ahead and look at our ephemera here. I'm going to take a moment. I think this is going to be a journal card. We'll put a tab on this one, and this is going to be another card. I don't have a tab for it. I'm not going to put a tab on it. Do I have a scrap though? I probably don't have a scrap, because I think I cleaned everything up as I was preparing here. Just a second. I always think I'm so prepared and then I'm not. So we're just going to use this little scrap from the basket. And we're going to go ahead and use the whale tail punch. And I think I'd like to round the corners on the cards, not on that one, but on this one. So use my 10mm rounder here. Okay, give this a little bit of ink too. I'm not too concerned about inking this all up yet. I can do that after we glue everything on, because I want to be able to show you the second one as well. So that's ready, and let's glue this tab on. It's a little bit tricky to get used to these nails though. I'm not used to the sound that they make. But when I don't have acrylic nails on, my cuticles are always such a mess. The acrylics actually really help that for me, and they always have. So I think I'm going to like this, especially as the weather gets drier and colder. My skin really struggles with that. The struggle is real. Okay, so now let's go ahead and fold this down, which we got to turn it over because this is really thick, because we're double thickness there. Okay, so we're just going to really press that in. It's not a problem once we get it in place, but it is a booger to try to flatten that out a little bit. Okay, because once you fold this, it wants to pop up. So we'll do the same on the other end. Like so. And then this one should be good. It's a thinner bit, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this on here. Actually, I do want to just ink this top edge, just in case it creates a problem later. I can ink the back later and the inside later. Okay, so that's going to go right there. So you don't want to pick an image that you like completely love. I'm more looking at what's going to show. Now this doesn't show much because for some reason our measurements were a little bit off, which is not a problem. So we're going to go ahead and use white glue on all of these hinges here, the gussets, whatever you want to call them. Okay. And we're edge to edge, so I'm just going to put this down. I'm just looking at it from top to bottom to see how we are, and it's actually bigger than the base. That's so weird. I don't know what happened. I must have done something weird. So I'm just going to give that a really good press. That's going to help that to lay flatter anyway, and then it's going to help that glue to really get where it needs to be. There we go. Yeah. It's a little bit off. Look at that edge. Jeez. Oh, this one, I don't know. Can we move that at all? Probably not, because I really pushed that down. But it's imperfection. It's okay. I don't fret about it. And then I just love these books. So that's going to be our closure. So let me just work on that a second. I'm just going to ink it up really quick. I'll show you how I do that process again, because it can be a little bit tricky. And we can put our cards in here just so you can see what that looks like. That's going to just slide in there. And again, I'm not putting whale tail. I'm not putting seam binding on my stuff right now. I will wait and see how I feel about it when I start putting the journals together, and then I will do that. So that's really pretty, and I like how this is the same as our little triangles. So what I did is I went like this, and I'm just measuring out here, getting the same distance there, and that should be good. And I'm just going to make this fabric or paper is a little bit harder to tell, but I'm just going to put pencil marks here so that I know what my glue line needs to be. Okay. And then, oh, I can't even see that. Ugh. I guess I can sort of see it. Okay, so we're just going to put the glue right on here. This was a bit of a harder pattern to see through. So I'm just filling in the rest of that triangle with the glue, and we'll be able to adjust a little bit. Now I'm using white glue, so I don't get as much time to move things around as I would normally. So I'm just trying to find a pencil line there, and there we go. It's just a general guide. Okay. Oh, I didn't ink the back of that. Ah! I do want that inked. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that uninked. It's like naked and bare. There we go. And then we put the Velcro over here, and we have our closure. So let me grab the Velcro dots. I use these like crazy. I think I want 2 on here though, because it's a pretty big flappy thing here. So I'm gonna, hopefully I didn't just put that in the wrong spot. Oh no, I did. Let's see if I can take it off. Oh, the nails, the nails. Struggle is real. Let's see if I can get that off. Wow, I've never had one stick that hard so fast. Let's see. It's just like tearing. Why is it tearing? Boy, that was really stuck on there. We are okay. Let's try that again. The hard side is pretty strong. So I need to go down further, more like right here. Holy moly, guacamole. And on the soft side, as you can see, they're not even, but you saw how that just went. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the other one on camera, guys, because we're already 26 minutes in, and I'm trying to make the videos shorter. So I'll be doing this one off camera. It's going to be really pretty because I'm going to use this cameo thing, flower thing, and it is also for the keepsake journal, the keepsake / Little Women journal. Because I just don't want to keep you too long. You'll be able to see pictures at the end of the video of everything that I made. So isn't that lovely? And then I'm going to find some words and quotes, but I just love it. I think it's so pretty. I can see that we're off. We're farther over here. But again, I don't strive for perfection. If that's important to you, you could take more time than I did. I clearly glued this too far over, because what I find is if I'm looking at something like this, it can look straight. And when I lift it up, I can see that it's not even. And so you can use that trick too. So I think we'll go ahead and say goodbye for now. And I will see you all in the next video. I hope that you'll give it a try. I will link G's Creative Memories by G down below in the video description box. All the kits I'm using will be over on the blog. A link to the blog will be found in the description box. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, it helps the algorithms. The YouTube algorithms are just not friendly. They're not friendly at all. And so we have these weird patterns, and it's like, what is going on that I suddenly am not getting any views on my channel? And so I encourage you, if you like the video, just subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I do a video, which I do when I'm well. I do 3 videos a week, usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes a bonus weekend video. So I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.